What's up, guys? Welcome to another weekly Chillporeal. This time I have the not just any guy. I don't just have any anime guy, but Brandon, the anime guy. What's up, sir? Thanks for joining me.
You bet. Thank you for having me tonight. And yeah, it's always good to come hang out with you. And we're just going to have a nice chill stream tonight. And I've got the special effects going. And just remember, Anya will be judging you if you're not careful.
So I have to ask, who is Anya? I have no
From
idea.
Spy Family.
Spy
It's little
Family.
Anya from Spy Family. This is her smug look.
Ah, so that's okay. I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, Spy Family has been recommended across the board.
Oh
So
yeah. I think that show is starting a new trend of having more anime be uh, the genre of the found family or the made family. This is it. Plus, it's also set in a fictionalized East West Germany type setting in 1968-69. It's fantastic. It's a great show.
I'll definitely have to check that out. So I know that show. What was the other? There was quite a few that
Oh
you
yeah.
recommend. I know Urusei Yatsura, the remake,
Yep.
is
Yorosei
something I
Yatsura.
know.
Yep.
I still have like the first four episodes. I haven't watched them. I haven't watched them yet. So,
Oh,
but yeah. So before we even get started, I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. So earlier we had Pat S. Pat S is basically Brandon's better half.
my
Uh,
producer son.
there you go. And we got Gadfly Fiction coming by to say hi. Angry Canadian stopping by to say hi. We got Petey York. We got Pop Culture Mechanic.
Hey pops.
And we got Staple Bow. He's a regular over on Prophet of the Dragons Unhype because probably one of the worst shows that's ever come out is having a season 2 come out in a few weeks. The Wheel of Prime. So don't watch the show. Read the books.
Yeah.
So
With that, that's an absolute must. Don't watch the show.
and
Read the books.
if I have to be honest, you know what the best way to adapt to Wheel of Time, in my opinion, would be
Hmm.
anime. And
Yeah.
it's come out. The books have come out in Japan, and they have this awesome artwork like that. I could see them making an anime show. You know, cover all the 14 books over who knows how many years. You know, it'd be a long shot. But hey, I think it could work. I think it's a perfect way. Live action would
Yeah.
be too tough, in my opinion.
It,
So
it would work because you can get away with doing things in animation that you can't do in live action, or
yeah,
at least not for cheap.
yeah. And plus, all the action stuff in Whale of Time, when I read it, like there's a spell called Balefire. I just imagine Kamehameha. I just imagine
Hame,
Kamehameha.
Hame,
Ah!
Hadouken.
You have to do the female voice actors that go who's like like that,
Exactly.
and she's freaking 80 years old and she's still voicing Goku. That's what's baffling about it. The Japanese voice actors, not Sean Schemmel.
Yeah, the it's amazing what you can do with talent and how long you can have a career in voice acting. Just look at all the people on The Simpsons. They're ancient now, and they're still doing that drivel and trife. But yeah, why not? Why not have Goku-san be be voiced by the same lady that did it? Almost 40 years ago. Why not? Why not?
Exactly. We also have Louise Expiro here. We got a certain salty traveling sea for a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you.
Hey, salty.
We got Brandon Looney Tunes fan. What's up, Doc?
Me. What's up, Doc?
Yeah, I was playing. It was funny as I was playing Tiny. I don't know if you know, but that music was from the NES Tiny Toons game.
I was wondering where you pulled the chip tune from.
That was
That was
the
such a
L.
special era. That's such a.
So
Oh,
so
sorry.
like it's like Mario. It was like 3 levels was a world, and right before the final boss in the third level of the world, you're in a little stage where you have to evade Elmira. Elmira tries to grab you, and then if she catches you, you have to start the entire world over again. You don't lose a
Oh
life, but you have to
man.
start the world again. So that's a fate worse than death.
Yeah,
At least
that
for
it
our tiny,
is.
at least for our furry heroes and all that. So, but okay, so and we got Trevor McLeod here. I wonder if he's of Clan McLeod. There can only be one.
There can only be one Highlander. Only one.
Burn out and the fade away. Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
And then we got Lyle Hammock, sir. What's going on, Lyle?
Lyle.
And we got DJ Ronnie G. See, everybody's here to see you, Brandon.
DJ Ronnie G. Whoop, whoop.
Brandon, you're the celebrity here.
Am I though? I kind of doubt that.
I think you are. And then we got Ironcaster here.
First mate Ironcaster. He and I have taken on the task of going through One Piece from the beginning. He's already done it once, so he's doing it again with me. And we just finished up Alabasta, so we're 130 episodes in. And it's going to be so much fun talking about Alabasta at the end of the month. It's going to be so good, so good.
Alabasta, is that another?
That was the big arc of the whole Alabasta saga. So, the first season's like 61 episodes long, and it covers the whole East Blue saga. And then from there to episode 130. It's the Alabasta saga, and there's certain islands that they go to where it ends with in Alabasta. Definitely check out our prior discussion, because we talk about when they get out of the East Blue, go up the Red Line to get into the Grand Line, which is where all the big pirates go to make their fame and fortune.
I always wondered how, One Piece's saga. So they just go from island to island. I don't even remember what I only saw the first episode and that's it. I forget what the overall story is. I know there's Monkey Dude. I forget his name.
Yeah, Monkey D. Luffy. He's going to be king of the pirates, and all the cast of characters. My recommendation. Let me actually do this here. Where is it? There it is. Let me show you the easiest way to handle One Piece. If you'll bring it up. So the One Piece wiki has a story arcs where they break down all of it for the manga and for the anime. So for East Blue, which is the first TV season, it covers, it's broken down into several pieces, but the last part is a filler arc, and the way that it's worked out with this is typically either the end of a season is where they'll put a filler, or at the beginning they'll put a little filler. But for that whole first season, it covers all the way up through volume 12. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to get the other volumes because my local store hasn't been able to get the 3-volume omnibuses back in. But we covered the first half. Mm-hmm.
Are those hardcover just like the Berserk ones?
No. Let me show you what I've been getting here.
We're going to see what he's got. Keep that in mind. By the way, hey Trip, how you doing? I don't know what this. I am just a hairy 11-year-old. I don't know what that means.
Well,
love you, Trip.
What I've been doing is, let's see, it's Viz Media has the contract to do these. They've been releasing these omnibuses, which has 3 full volumes for $15. A typical manga had been about $10. I think they've raised it to 12, 13 for a single volume. But this one's got they've got 3 volumes in them, and right now I think they're up to volume, I think 111 or something like that. But they've got all of it up to that in these 3-volume omnibuses. My local manga shop has been carrying these, but they've been selling a ton of them from basically 12 to about volume 50, and I can't get 10, 11, and 12, so I haven't been able to read all the way through the whole East Blue. And on the anime side, we've gone through Alabasta. We've already talked about the first few arcs, getting to Reverse Mountain, to Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, Drum Island, and then the Alabasta itself. It took up almost 40 episodes by itself. The rest of it was about 40 episodes too, so these seasons get quite long. But the next one that we're going to be doing after this month is the Sky Islands, and in the anime there's a little bit of filler, but then we get into the first place that they go into Sky Islands. It's 12 episodes, but then the main part is almost 40 episodes again. So Yeah.
And this is still ongoing, I believe, right?
Yes.
Same writers, same team.
Yeah. Ichiro Oda is Oda-san is still writing this, but he's finally into the final arc. The final
Oh,
arc.
there's a final arc.
Yeah.
I thought it's gonna
He
be like you know what's funny, the background picture is still an ongoing or still an ongoing manga.
Yeah, it is. He's still
13.
writing it, but Oda-san has come out and said that he has the ending. He's got it figured out. So he's working towards putting the final touches on it. Now, that could be, 2, 3, 4 years from now, but he at least has it in place. But my understanding is with this, they did the original run, and then they took about 2 or 3 years off. And then that's when they restarted, is when they switched animation styles to the more current method.
Yeah.
But I must say I really do like the old school, the extremely late '90s. So '99 December is when it came out. So it's technically a 2000s anime.
Okay.
But I
Because
love,
I know
Mhm.
Naruto came out at the same time as well.
Yeah, yeah, they both came out in that same time range. I do really like the old school style of animation, and it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
absolutely. Yeah, same here, dude. Same
And
here.
what they've done, let's see. Crunchyroll has had the rights to it for a while, and Funimation by extension. They went back and they got a hold of the original negatives that they had for like the first 300ish episodes, because they were all originally shown on TV in 4:3, but they actually had them made for widescreen. So they remastered them, put it out in widescreen, and right now Netflix has all of those in English or in the Japanese, whereas Crunchyroll, they have the 4:3 remastered, but they don't have the widescreen remastered. So I've been watching it, the widescreen remastered version of it, because it makes it uniform for what they've done since high def took over back in
Okay.
about the mid 2000s.
All right. Well, that's very interesting. I'll have to check out One Piece. I know it's getting
Oh
all
yeah.
this attention because of the Netflix.
Well, here's what I'm going to suggest you do. The Netflix series is going to cover basically up through Arlong Park, so up to about here, or at least from what they've shown, that's where it's going. So you could buzz through these episodes pretty easily in just 2 or 3 days. Romance Dawn is just the first few episodes. Orange Town is okay. Syrup Village is where we pick up Usopp. Romance Dawn is where we get hold on. Crap. Roronoa Zoro, his first mate. Orange Town is where they pick up Nami. Syrup Village is where they get Usopp. The Barati is where we get Sanji. And Arlong Park is where we get. Well, each one of these, they have the backstory, or they have a backstory for all these characters. So the manga actually starts with Luffy and his time as as basically being nicknamed Anchor Boy and a friend of red-haired Shanks. But that doesn't actually come into the anime till episode 4. So they kind of shuffled that there, but once you get past those first 3 episodes and start getting into the rhythm, it flies. I really
All
want
right.
to I really
Yeah.
want to get going into this, but I have to hold off. I got to have something to watch with the wife, and the wife was actually watching it with me. I'm shocked because she normally doesn't do that. So,
Okay. Yeah. So I'll definitely check out One Piece at some point. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. So
yeah.
I figured I used Gogol 13 is because I think weren't you once known as Gogol 13?
I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of that persona.
And it's funny. I watched the. Have you seen Gogol 13, the professional,
Oh
1983?
yeah, multiple
Okay.
times.
I was just watching. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was just watching the first half of it. I watched it years
Hmm.
ago. Wow, like TNA galore in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of TNA, and And this
A lot of
guy,
violence.
all he has to do is stand there, look at a woman, and slam,
Panties
slam,
drop
bam.
and they go to down.
Yes, they do. So, so Brandon, I figure I'd ask this. One thing I forget how we first interacted. I think you were. I remember you were like. I know you were like commenting on some of my earliest videos. So this was before you had a channel, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's been about 2 years ago now. It's been
Yeah,
about 2 years ago when
I
I started to
started
get
in.
serious in this.
I started in April of 2021 I started with the Star Trek streams, and then I did.
Mhm.
I think I did Forbidden Planet, and then I did a couple of Mario streams. So
Yeah.
I mean, I remember you in the chat, and I think the first time we ever interacted on stream was I think Paul's Tuesday night Star Trek.
I think so. I believe that sounds about right. It's hard to believe it's been that long ago since we started doing that, and
I know, it's
it's been a ride.
yeah, he's still doing Paul's still doing his Star Trek journey. He's on Deep Space Nine. I think he's still on season 2. He's taking a break right now, but
Yeah.
he's doing that. So when did you I know you went through several name changes, but when did you I forget when exactly you started your channel. You started yours after obviously after I started mine.
It
So
was summer. 2 years ago, this past summer is when the OG I can neither confirm or deny started, and then things happen and it's gone. But the restart has been a year and a half ago now, so getting close to 2 years. No, I haven't watched Bleach, even though I have the first 2 seasons. Yeah, right there.
yeah, Debsy's a big Bleach fan. I tried watching. I've watched the first episode of Naruto. I've watched the first episode of One Piece. I've watched the first episode of Bleach,
Hmm.
and I don't know one episode. And I don't know. I didn't really commit to it. I'm sure they probably get good down the line, but I don't know. First episode
Yeah, the
just
first
didn't
episode of
really.
One Piece wasn't very good. That I will say, and I actually did stop for a while until Ironcaster convinced me to go otherwise, and I'm glad that I picked it back up because it was worth it. It's been so worth it. It's so good. It's such a shonen show.
Steven Ransom says, "Hey guys, drop a like and chat." Oh,
Hey,
thank you.
Steven. It's good to see you.
Thank you, and thanks for supporting, watching my Legend of the Galactic Heroes video. So I did do an anime video. I did upload it last week.
Saw
If you like a great space opera and you're not sure if you want to get into it, well, watch my video. I don't really spoil it, but I do kind of build. I kind of try. I kind of set up the world and see if you're interested. But it like for all the stuff that's being preached now, especially the way men are being depicted, that show is a breath of fresh air. And
Yeah.
plus, it's a space opera that we kind of need to, and it's just one of those shows that really starts conversations and everything. So, but yeah, but I have to before I forget, I need to welcome back to the fold. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Man, a lot of chats. Brandon has rejoined the fold, the Chillporeal continuum. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And
Absolutely.
I think I think I hear a transmission from an outside source. I think it's this right here. It was either that or this. Yeah, those
Yikes.
are my welcome. Those are my welcome. So if anyone subscribes or anybody joins the continuum, they get that. So, but yeah, that's that. So who else we got here? Oh, we got Desmond Shannon. I think. What's up? I don't think I've seen you here before.
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome. And I have a member chat from Nosferatu the Vampire. When is my Deus Ex retrospective? I will sumimasen.
That's one game that I could never get into.
I never played the only one that I know is the one that came out I think on the Wii U or something. I never even heard of those games until like not too long ago.
Deus Ex is old. They're like 2000, 2001 old. But it's still heralded to this day as probably one of the best, just the best overall everything from within a first person perspective type of game. It's different, but for me, I could never get into it. It just wasn't for me.
Eject Brandon right now.
Well, I don't. Well, how about this? Anya is judging me.
Oh, so I gotta ask you, Brandon. Before we do that, I just wanted to show this lovely Blu-ray that
You've
I've
got
had
the
for a
TV
while.
series.
Yeah, I don't have I don't think this does not come with the movie.
Nope, just the series, the original.
Just and the second series. So so you got the we are living the '90s or '80s, whatever. The second one's a
'80s.
Tough boy. So, but yeah, so you've been reading the manga, you said,
Yeah, I got it. I
and
haven't had
you
much time to read it, but I do have the first volume.
and you said it was better. You said it was better than like I'm assuming like is there differences in the story or is it just like the artwork? 'Cause
Well, the manga is complete. Whether or not we get a completed releasing of the manga is another story. They're only a third of the way through, but they've tried releasing it 2 times before in English, and both times they got stopped about halfway. So, the TV series, just reading the first chapter versus watching the first episode, it's pretty close to the same. So, if you've been watching the TV series, you're good.
okay.
But the movie is a is a hack and slash job for sure, and of course the Japanese version of it, even though it's the same animation, how how everything is done in Japanese is so much better.
And I want to say thank you to Salty. Welcome. Thank you, Salty, for the gifted membership. So now Ironcaster is now a member of the Nerdporial Continuum.
What?
I hope you enjoy it. And I think I hear another transmission. You hear another transmission, Brandon? I know you do.
I do hear a transmission.
All right,
Let's see
here we
the
go.
transmission.
I swear, if you ever show your face out there again,
I won't.
ever,
I won't.
ever.
I won't. I promise you.
Oh,
I want to do it.
You're done. You are done.
That's from Better Call Saul. So yeah, so I made those clips as the show was ending last year, and so they kind of stayed in my stream. So every time somebody comes in or joins, that's what they get. So yeah, so welcome Ironcaster. Thank you, Salty, another member of the Continuum. I also want to say hello to Pacific.
Mike, good to see you.
And looks like Desmond says he's an anime fan since the OG Tenchi Muyo. So you guys, I know you guys talk about Tenchi Muyo. That's one of the shows I didn't know about. Like I don't even know if they were on at the time when I was buying anime. I didn't think so.
Tenchi is special, mainly because what did get shown on Cartoon Network, if I remember correctly, it's I don't think they showed Tenchi in Tokyo, but I do know that they showed GXP, or whichever one with Tenchi's nephew or cousin or whoever he is. The original Tenchi Muyo is not for kids,
and that's sci-fi. This is sci-fi, right? I know you I know you talked about this on your last stream, which I think was 2 days ago.
Yeah, on Tuesday we just did a chill stream talking about the theme of the month and just doing a cursory look at what qualifies as a sci-fi show. But Tenchi has some of the best waifus ever, and Tenchi does eventually. Let's say, take advantage of his situation. He finally stops being a little bitch about it and just starts going for it. So, yeah, Tenchi is one of my favorites.
Is that out on physical media?
It is, but
okay.
Good luck trying to find it because they haven't done any more Blu-ray releases. They did their first run and they stopped.
Yeah,
trying to get a hold of the original Pioneer releases of it is even harder. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not quite that
this
expensive, but we're
yeah,
getting
this is
closer.
yeah, this is one. This is one of four. So this series was split into four seasons. So and that's how they use the 10 books. And yeah, like this came in like a big freaking like this came in like a big box. It was like a freaking octagon. I don't know why they put the effort into that. They actually gave a coin. I'm like, I don't need this. I don't need the coin. The only thing that I kept were the boxes with the Blu-rays and the information book, which had like all the episodes, some of the artwork, and it also had all the music. So it listed all the this series has nothing. Its main soundtrack is classical music from the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries. So every composer you've heard of in school is featured in this thing. And one thing that's really popular in Japan. Are you familiar with Ravel's Bolero? Da 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 da. Da 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 do do
Not
do
off the top of
do
my
do
mind.
do 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 do. Okay, okay, never mind. But they play quite a bit of classical music. Like I've heard like Beethoven's Pathetique several times. Heck, it even played at the end of season 2 of Rurouni Kenshin during the final fight with the forget his name, Shishio, the bad guy.
Oh.
The second, the successor to the Batosai. So I'm waiting for that show, Rurouni Kenshin, to come out on Blu-ray. Like that was one of the earliest DVDs that came out that I owned. So I'm surprised that they still haven't come out with that
I don't
series.
think they will, especially since now they're doing an update, or they're doing a release of Rurouni Kenshin now on Crunchyroll.
Well, I mean, they released Neon, like Evangelion was not released for the longest time, but then when it came out on Netflix, then they released the Blu-rays. So I'm thinking because of that, I'm hoping that Monster, because Monster's now on Netflix, I'm hoping that comes out on
Gets a Blu-ray.
on Blu-ray, and like
Yeah.
I will pay. Oh, I don't know if I'll probably pay $800 if that comes out. Like that, Monster's the other series that I really want to own physical copy of. So that's my next.
Yeah,
that's my
it'd be a
next
good
anime
one.
recommend. That's my next anime recommends video. So, so I got a question. So, what was the earliest? What anime shows like got you into anime? Were you like a kid when you first got into anime, or were you an adult?
I was a kid. I know that Voltron that's technically the first thing I remember seeing, but I also think I saw like an episode or two of Robotech that was rented from the grocery store back when grocery stores had their own video rental.
Yes, they had. I don't know if I don't remember them having video rentals, but I remember them selling like VHSs. Like my parents used to buy me the VHSs of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show at the grocery store. So
yeah, most of them around here used to rent videos. They used to, and then about 20 years ago, the last I think Albertsons was the last one that actually did that in store, and then they stopped. A strange thing, but that's what I remember. But as far as the rest of it, Tenchi was one of the first ones. Iria was another. Armitage 3 was another. Rujin Z, one of the great movies, of course. Fist of the North Star.
How do you watch Roshan Z? Because I don't think that
Rujin Z?
came out. Yeah, was it like? Did you watch a fan sub to?
No, that was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, was
all
it?
Those years ago? Yeah. Let me. Let's see. Sci-Fi Channel Festival of Animation. No, that's not going to show it. Back in the day, the Sci-Fi Channel did have. They used to show anime on Saturday mornings, and they would switch it around. But they would have a whole week where in prime time, they would show something. And a lot of these were ones that I remember seeing, especially Tenchi Muyo in Love, the Tenchi movie, the first one.
Yeah.
Then of course the Armitage 3 Polymatrix, they showed the movie version of it versus the 4 OVAs. Iria, they showed the first 3 and then the second 3 as one. So it's I had it. Here it is. Let me share this with you, because this will show all the shows that they had on there at one point or another. So here we go. Sci-Fi Channel, foundation date, 9/24 of 1992. Sister channel to the USA Network, Sci-Fi was launched as a joint venture between Paramount, MCA, and one other. Let's see. Key advisors of the channel before its launched included Gene Roddenberry and Isaac Asimov. Today, it sucks. But anime found its place on the Sci-Fi Channel in the 90s through Saturday morning block called Saturday Anime, which aired edited English dubs of Akira, Project A-ko, Dominion Tank Police, and Record of Lotus War.
Oh yeah, I got Record of Lotus War is awesome. Like if you're a fan of fantasy, like that is miles better than anything fantasy that comes out now. Right, Trip? Especially Wheel of Prime and Rings of Power. Oh wait, I thought actually no, I'm sorry. Rings of Power is the greatest show ever.
No, it's not. I do want to answer Mark Clark's a few questions. High Dive is a great service. It's inexpensive, and they tend to have a lot of the shows that fly under the radar, but are extremely good.
Yeah, so you got Pat Labor is one show that's on High Dive. A lot of older shows.
The TV series, yeah.
Yes. The original Legend of Galactic Heroes is also on High Dive. You have some early Tomino shows, Ideon and Zabungle, and I think even Aura Battler Dunbine are on. And sorry, Brandon, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, they've got a bunch of great shows, but they also get a fairly decent amount of current season shows. And last season they had the hottest show, which was Oshinoko. It was by far the hottest out of everything. But this season, the shows that they've got are great. And to answer the second question that he had, Anime New Boy here, but what's a waifu? Basically think of it as like your animated dream girl that can be put onto a body pillow. So that's basically it. Hold on a second. I need to take off my headphones so I can take off my hat.
Nice.
There we go.
All right. Desmond said when he was a teen, he would stay up late at night to watch a diet of Bleach, FMA, Inuyasha, and Cowboy Bebop. Dude, that must have been early 2000s Toonami.
That would have been Cartoon Network Toonami.
Yeah. And speaking of
Swim.
Speaking of Full Metal Alchemist, I still have not taken out of its cellophane, but this is the OG Full Metal Alchemist, all 52 episodes, not Brotherhood, the original. And this is a good show too. It doesn't have the same ending. It's a very different ending, but this is still a really good show. It's a bit darker. More characters die in this one than in Brotherhood. Characters that survive in Brotherhood die in this. Don't ask me why. And let's just say the sequel to the show is a movie, and our heroes somehow end up in 1923 Weimar Republic, Germany, in our world, in Munich. And what was going on in Munich in 1923? Beer putsch. Beer putsch. So there you go. So for me, Brandon, I don't know if I told you this. I think my first exposure to anime was I think I was 5 or 6 years old.
Wow.
And I think something about anime is darker than the American cartoons I watched.
It is.
And I've seen quite a bit. I've seen an American Tail, and I've seen Land Before Time. Land Before Time was probably the earliest I've ever seen or seen something that showcased death, and I didn't fully understand it, especially Littlefoot and his mother. Okay, so maybe this anime is not as dark, but it was scary. It was kind of scary. I think I might have told you this before. It's called Unico. It's based off of a manga series by Osamu Tezuka, founder, the godfather of manga. He created Astro Boy. He created I don't think he created Gigantor or Tetsujin. Was it Tetsujin 88 or something? But he did create Astro Boy or Tetsuan Atom and a whole bunch of other things. And it was just like a little boy unicorn that's being chased or being pursued by the gods because he makes them jealous. He makes people happy, and the gods are jealous that he makes people happy wherever he goes. So he's always being whisked away. So he always encounters people. He always improves their lives, And then when the episode or the story is over, the East or West Wind, whatever her name is, takes him away to a far off land because like I said, he's being pursued by the gods. Because those gods, those Greek gods they're a bunch of vicious assholes. That's just how they're always dicks in mythology.
Yeah.
So the one movie that I remembered, and I actually used some clips of it in my LOGH video, was Unico and the Island of Magic. And that was one where he ends up on an island, and he actually, I was like, is that Heathcliff? There's a cat character. There's an orange cat character that looks just like Heathcliff. So he encounters Heathcliff, and Heathcliff's the bad guy for some reason. And then we meet a young blue wizard dude, and we find out that the blue wizard dude is actually the brother of the girl that befriends him. And we find out the blue wizard boy dude guy is actually works for an evil sorcerer who turns people into walking blocks. So this sorcerer is actually a puppet, and this puppet turns people into walking blocks. And the parents of this girl and the boy get turned into walking blocks. And that was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. I was 5 or 6 years old when I saw that.
That would be creepy.
I was like thinking, oh my gosh, what if my parents turned into blocks like that? I'd never see them again. Like they don't talk to you, they don't say anything. And so that kind of, that never left me. And then other shows started popping up, like Dragon Ball started popping up, Sailor Moon started popping up. I started watching Sailor Moon like almost every morning, like especially the Deke dub.
Oh, yes.
It had its own soundtrack. They cut out like whole episodes. But dude, I told Mags this when we were talking about Sailor Moon a couple weeks ago. There was an episode where a dude gets murdered by the bad guys, and that's how the episode ended. And I was like, whoa! Like he gets it, like these plant monster demons like shoot like these branches, these vines at him. It impales him, and he had green blood, so it passed censorship. But I was just like, shit. And then he dies, he withers away, and the girl that's holding him is crying and screaming. I was like, shit, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah,
it's like I kept watching because of that. That was like the first episode I saw.
That's the one thing about the Japanese. They're not afraid to go places with some of their shows, and they don't basically treat their kids like idiots, or they don't treat them like dummies or feel like that they gotta overly protect them from certain things. Now, they do have their shows that are specific to, preschoolers, stuff like Doraemon, but stuff that would be like TV PG level, they're willing to go into some pretty deep storytelling. And then when you finally get into the shonen and shoujo level, so the early teen, basically your 10 to 18-year-old-ish kids, they're telling extremely complex stories, and they're so good about it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so critical and so hard on modern entertainment, because now stuff is now being made for adults. Stuff is being made for adults that is dumber than stuff that that was for kids in the 80s and 90s in Japan.
Exactly.
And heck, even now maybe. Like I'm sorry, but the Japanese just, I don't know. I'm glad that anime and manga are becoming more and more mainstream. Because I remember when I first got the DVDs, I was asking my friend, I was like, "Do you think that anime will become more and more mainstream?" And he was just like, "I'm not sure." But then one thing I noticed, I started going to the conventions in the mid 2000s. And I noticed there are a lot of people going in, and then every year there was always more and more and more people. So I was like, okay, this is becoming. I was like, okay, this is becoming more mainstream, because honestly, when I was in college, I mean, I don't think I knew anybody that watched anime. And I was in a fraternity, so I got laughed at quite a bit. Like, instead of watching your anime, why don't you go and do something awesome with yourself or something, something like that. So,
no, that's one thing you could do that was awesome. Yeah, my first time in college, I did actually hang out with the anime club for a while, so I did get exposed to a whole lot more. But I didn't pick up anime again as far as anything serious until basically just a few years ago. and I'm glad I have because it's been so much better than any of the other things. And covering Western IPs, even with as badly as they've been treated, that's a hard thing to do. And because we are from the West, that's the most common type of thing for a person that creates a YouTube channel to do. So it's not to put anybody down that does that. If you can do it and stomach it, I salute you, because I can't. I don't want to cover something that I don't like. And right now, I really don't like Western studios and the way that they've treated us, especially 2015, 2016 is when it really started to get bad. And even before that, the past 5 years prior to that, there was some really stupid stuff that came out that just like, whatever.
Yeah, it just kept you just kept seeing a trend. The
Yeah.
way the way they started casting people, and instead of following like how the character was written originally from the source material, they decided to swap races for the sake of diversity. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I mean, if you're gonna adapt something, like, stick with what
do it
was
right.
written. If
Yeah.
like I mean, write your original material and make it diverse. I mean, do what Gene Roddenberry did. He created Star Trek. Create the new Star Trek with the diverse cast. Give them all abilities. Give them unique characteristics. Don't just make them
Don't take what came before and just bastardize them because you think you can, because you have to modernize them for a modern audience.
Yeah, like
That's-
Strange New Worlds, for instance. Like
Oh,
that's not.
No, I'm not even
That's.
touching that.
I mean, it's basically millennials in space. It's millennials in college and space, and Captain Pike is like the principal from Saved by the Bell. He's just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just here,
Well, at least
And
with him, he had some idea of what was going on. And Principal Belding, at the end of the day, would always do the right thing and hold the kids accountable for the stupid stuff they did.
Okay, yeah, okay. I take that back. So yeah.
To answer the question on the screen, Brotherhood is the more accurate one. And more times than not, if you ask a person that likes Full Metal Alchemist which one, it tends to lean more towards Brotherhood. But this is one of those cases where the original was good enough to where it's not as big a deal. Like going from Hellsing to Hellsing Ultimate. The original Hellsing was fun and interesting, and there's a bit of it there that's actually from the manga, but it's mostly its own thing.
So yeah, this original Full Metal Alchemist came out in 2003.
Yeah.
And the manga, the source material, was still being written. It was still being written, and I don't think it completed until like 2009, 2010. And then Brotherhood came out, and Brotherhood was basically an adaptation of I mean, I don't think it covered like the exactly the same beginning with was it Father Cornelio or whatever his name was, and
I haven't seen it, so
and
I
the
don't,
philosopher and the fake philosopher's stone, but the ending but the ending actually is the original manga's ending in Brotherhood. This was a different ending. They wrote a different ending, and you have to give them credit, because some shows, like when the source material ran out, they just stopped the show. Like Berserk, they stopped the show. Season 1 ends with Guts, spoiler alert, being held down by a bunch of bad demon people, because those demons are people too, So if they ever made Berserk like what they're doing Wheel of Time with the Trollocs, if anybody was adapting Berserk now, they would humanize the demons. They wouldn't just be bad guys that want to eat your face or eat your whole body. They would try to humanize them, because those demons are people too,
Yeah,
But-
and that's the stupidest thing. Looking at the chat after that. Let's answer a few questions here. So, yep, that's what I love about Japanese anime too. DBZ, even though Z was toned down to more of the TV PG level versus the original being definitely a hard TV 14 all the way up to maybe an R rating. Studio Ghibli under Mr. Miyazaki. fantastic. Under his son, not so much. But that's just how that goes. Let's see. Castlevania's okay, but there were things about it I didn't like, and I'm seeing the same things again coming in with the new one that they're doing, which is based around Richter Belmont, which is the Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. And yes, I can attest. It's much more fun to talk about the stuff that I'd like to talk about, stuff that isn't.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
more
so
fun. Yeah,
it's some people like for instance, Wheel of Time, Prophet of the Dragon, Salty Traveling Sea. They talk about the Wheel of Time series because they feel that it has to be called out. That Robert Jordan, like Robert Jordan wrote a great series, and that book series deserves a proper adaptation. And people, for some reason, are saying it's good when believe it, it's not. It's like
not good.
it's like imagine if Lord of the Rings took out all the good parts, all the tense parts. That's what Wheel of Prime is basically. Staple Bow will attest to that. So
yeah, and Desmond's right. The storytelling capabilities, even in some of the worst anime, is still vastly better than anything being done here now. But yeah, they know how to write a story. They know how to write a story for them that works within their culture and within the various tropes that they work with, and it works. They don't deviate too far. Cowboy Bebop good. Netflix Cowboy Bebop was shit.
yeah,
Straight
especially the way they handled Vicious. Like why would you
Yeah.
make Vicious literally be a bitch? Like Vicious in the anime was anything but, and you didn't see him all that much. But when you did, he was either hacking, slashing, or he was doing stuff. Like you didn't know what he was thinking. He was terrifying. So I have to.
Yeah.
And so yeah. By the way, Mark Clark says that you, Brandon, have the type of voice that should be narrating God's autobiography. So well, there's only one person that I think would be more qualified for that, and that's obviously Morgan Freeman. Oh wait, well then again, Morgan Freeman is, I guess, is God. Would be God talking to you? I guess I don't know.
Exactly. And yeah, Staple Bow, I'm with you. I saw the first 2 seasons of Castlevania and I was okay with them. I tried watching the third one and I said, nah.
Well, they killed spoiler alert, they killed Dracula. I'm like, Dracula is the
they finished
main
Castlevania 3 in the second season.
Yeah, Dracula is the main villain of Castlevania. Why do you kill him in season 2? So who were they fighting in season 3?
No idea. I don't care.
The wizard named Shaft. Shaft, can you dig it? They
Well,
say
Shaft,
Shaft's
my
one
understanding was
bad
Shaft
mother.
doesn't show
Shut
up.
your mouth. I'm talking about Shaft, the High Lord.
Shaft doesn't
High Priest
show
Shaft.
up until the Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, or at least that's what I remember.
I know he's in Symphony of the Night. He's definitely in Symphony.
Yeah.
You fight him. You fight his orb. When you're supposed to see. I got the evil one. I think when I first played Symphony of the Night. I killed Richter.
You killed Richter. Yeah.
I killed Richter, and I didn't have the goggles, because you have to have the goggles in order to see the orb that's controlling Richter. So you have to kill the orb, and then you see the high priest. I'll call him John Shaft. You see him, and you're like, ha ha ha! You broke my spell, but hey. You have to go into another castle, and then you go into the upside down castle. I was like, shit. The castle was upside down. I'll be honest, it was a trippy experience playing that. But it's my second favorite Metroidvania after, well, there's only one go, and that's Super Metroid.
There you go. And yeah, that's the problem with Netflix doing stupid shit like that, turning Alucard into that. Technically, Alucard isn't even that. He doesn't have that drive. He's half human, half vampire, immortal. His father keeps dying and coming back. He doesn't have the sex drive. So the fact that they even did something stupid like that is asinine.
This might be a dumb question, Brandon, but yeah, you have to make a decision.
Okay.
Alucard from Hellsing versus Alucard from Castlevania versus Vampire Hunter D.
That would have to be this man. Yeah, I would have to go with Helsing because he is.
Dracula.
He is. Versus the other ones are sons of Dracula.
I know in Vampire Hunter D they call them dampers, I believe.
The Dampeel.
Dampier.
Yeah.
Dampiel. Okay.
And yes, Peter York, abridged Alucard. Oh, you know.
Yep.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
you're abridged. You're abridged. What was it? The Integra, or like wait,
My
that
Alucard
bitch has cannons or something. Bitches love
oh yeah,
cannons.
bitches love cannons. Speaking of which, I did find the folder where I have most of those. So if you want to do an Alucard break, I'll be more than happy to load one up for you, and you won't have a problem with them. So let me find them real quick. Where did
Yeah.
they get put? Got to find the folder again. Let's see. Does this one have it? I think this is the shorter one, but I do have the shorter one. So let me find it out. Let me load it up here for you.
What's up, I forget how to pronounce your name.
Mahalenia.
Maale. Wait, I'll get this. Maalener. Okay,
Mahalenia.
I'm probably
There we
butchering it, but yeah. So formerly known as Ahmad. So what's up? Thanks for dropping by.
Oh yes. So here we are. It's ready for you. If you dare play it.
Let's go,
All
if
right.
you may.
Bitches love cannons.
Oh, fuck, that's an anti-tank rifle.
Oh, fuck, that's an anti-tank rifle!
Love it.
Oh yes, that's the shorty version of it.
Now that's clips from Ultimate, right?
That's from Ultimate Abridged. So same story, but they just take everything to the extremes.
Okay, so ma all in there, ma all in there,
Mahaliner.
ma all in there. Did I do it right?
Mahaliner. There we go.
Mahal in there. So yeah, okay. I'll get it right, sir. I'll get it right. Thanks for being here. So
I've got a few more here. Let me find one more because it's funny. Oh, let's see which one.
this is turning into a Brandon the Anime chill chat.
Oh, let me share the right thing here. So we'll do this one because it's funny.
Okay.
This one is called Father Anderson.
Ah, yeah. All right, let's see. All right, let's grab it.
What is your favorite thing to do?
Spreading the word and love of Jesus Christ to the many people of the world, teaching peace and love for all.
And the killing of vampires?
Ah, just try to fucking stop me.
And what about Protestants?
Second verse, same as the first. Now put me on a plane so I can put him in a hearse.
Oh
Wow.
no, he's not insane. He doesn't harbor any secretariat type violence. No, of course not.
Of course not. He's a paladin. Paladin
yes.
Alexander Anderson. By the way, full.
You see, I need that. I absolutely. Let's see.
The movies, OVA series, and the television series.
Yep, I need it. Right now, High Dive only has the TV series, but I need to watch. I really need.
So I don't know if I told you the
OVAs.
original OVA and the movies are their own continuity, and the TV show is a separate continuity. The TV show and the second OVA are a continuity. So like I think the TV show and the second OVA are like 65 episodes altogether. First series 49 episodes, and then I think there were some episodes that I think they continued on in the OVA. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. And Pat Labor 2, it's Mamoru Oshii. I mean, if you like Ghost in the Shell, if you've seen Jinro, Brandon, have you seen Jinro, the Wolf Brigade?
No, I have not yet.
It's the one with it's one with the police unit. They're in the heavy armor, and they're basically hunting dissidents that are are mostly peaceful dissidents, causing trouble in the streets and all that. Okay, so we got here.
blood.
Jeez, fun.
Also, tell that guy to stop spying on me. It's creepy. Shit. Now that I'm all by myself, I can just kick
sit
back and relax.
Shots fired from the penthouse suite on the top floor. The initial
What?
SWAT team is not reported back, leading officials to fear for the worst. The terrorist duo inside is comprised of a young British woman and some Ozzy Osbourne-looking motherfucker.
On the phone. I'm on the phone. I want him on the phone right now.
I'm a bitch.
Hold
I'm
on a minute.
bitch,
I gotta
all the
take this.
bitches back.
Hello.
And some Ozzy Osbourne looking motherfucker.
Yep, that's hilarious. Bitch is back. Elton John. Yep. And that's great. But yeah, what was I bringing up? Oh yeah, so yeah, you haven't seen Jinro. That's a Mamoru Oshii written movie. I forget what it's called, like the Cerberus. I think it's from a book. I think from a book series called Cerberus or something. Let's see. Jinro, the Wolf Brigade. It came out in '99. Reason why I know about this. Have you ever seen Escaflowne, the movie?
I have not. Those are things I need to see. They're on the lists, but I have not.
Okay,
have
so
not watched it yet.
So have you seen the TV series Escaflowne? Or
No, not yet.
At least have you seen a trailer at least?
Yes, I have seen the trailer for Escaflowne.
Okay, so they made a movie. It's a totally different continuity. They somehow managed to not only change the story, but like they crammed a whole bunch of stuff into 90 minutes. I mean, the animation looked good, but the story was not great. But the thing I remember the most was seeing the trailer on the DVD for Jinro. And I was like, and it's violent. Like they're hunting dissidents in the sewer, and they have these heavy weapons, and they're just like blowing the shit out of people, and there's blood everywhere. And then it's basically a Little Red Riding Hood like motif or something. So like the guy's like the wolf or something. Or it's a weird story. And there's police corruption, and it
sounds like a gritty story.
It's a very gritty story, and it's very like the look of it is very Japanese. It's like imagine if the 50s happened, but it's supposed to be like post-war, but if like there was no American influence, I think, and Japan continued to be like a dystopia or something like that. It's weird. It's a weird one, but
it does sound a little weird. To answer Mark Clark, yeah, what the clips that I've got are from Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. They basically take the movie, recut it and redub it, and take it up to 11 and just laugh their asses off at it. I highly recommend to watch Ultimate and then watch Abridged, because then you'll understand certain things a little better. Ultimate is typically very serious in comparison to Abridged, but the base story behind the two of them are pretty much the same. And let me pop up this screen here.
I want to show the trailer first. So
yes, let's do it. Let's
hold this thought. So share screen, Jinro. All right, so obviously there's the wolf motif right there.
Oh yes, I've seen the preview for this.
And so yeah, this takes place in like an alternate 50s Japan, cable cars and all. And you can tell by animation right there, it's very Japanese. And look at this mostly peaceful demonstration with Molotov cocktails and everything, and a bunch of angry people. Look at this. But let's see. So this is the unit. This is the Wolf Brigade unit that is hunting these terrorists in the sewer, and it gets violent. Like here.
Cow. Wait a minute. Pause that and back it up a smidge. Forward just a bit. All right. You want to know what they look like? They look like one of the units in the new Wolfenstein, the New Order.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Haven't you ever played Wolfenstein?
I mean, I've seen.
Okay. Scoot it forward just about 2 seconds. About 2 seconds there. A little further, just a little bit further. There we go. That shot right there. Yeah, that looks like a basically a power armored schnazi soldier. That is perfect, spot on to that. And you haven't played Wolfenstein? Oh, come on. You got to tell me what you know about Wolfenstein.
I know Wolfenstein 3D.
Okay.
And I know they made a few Wolfenstein games, you know. Nazis are the bad guys. I mean, who doesn't like Nazis as bad guys? Come on.
Well, the New Order is out there. And to answer Nosferatu's question, I have not seen let's see, what was it? Uzumaki. But now that I see it, I think it's on my list. Let me check it real quick. Uzumaki.
Staple Bow says it's a death corps of Krieg soldiers. Huh.
Ah. Yeah, they're pretty nasty and gnarly looking. But, yeah, I think...
人と関わりを持った獣の物語には必ず不幸な結末が訪れる。
The animation in it's definitely very good.
このまま二人でどこか遠く行っちゃおうか。
我々は犬の皮をかぶった人間じゃない。
Who directed this
人の
one?
皮をかぶった狼なのさ。
狼。
獣としての宿命を背負った男と。
And say the facial structure and style looks about the same as Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. It's basically Mamoru Oshii right there. So
yeah,
I don't think he directed this, but I do believe he wrote this. He wrote this, and he wrote Pat Labor. Do you think this? Does he think this? I think the movie, the Pat Labor 2 movie, it kind of looks a little bit like it too.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, similar style. Then again, that was a pretty somewhat common style back then for more feature-length movies versus the TV series. It's got a more muted color palette, a little more washed out than what TV series were doing at the time. Things like that, and I do have the Uzumaki Spiral into Horror. I'll find it and I'll read it.
And then we got this here, Uzumaki. And this is a manga. Who did this? Is this done by that horror manga guy?
Yeah.
What's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Junji Ito.
Junji
Ito.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yes.
He comes up with the weirdest effed up ideas.
That he does, and he's still alive. So here's his work.
And Japanese horror is should be its own genre.
Oh, it's messed up. There's some of it that's really messed up. But as you can see, he's done quite a bit over the years. But anyways, if you're wanting to put together a watch list or follow people that have watch lists, I use anylist.co. If you sign up for it, you can follow me. I am just on here, the Anime Guy 80, and you can see all the lists that I have put together. And just to gander real quick, I've got quite a few of them. So we've got watch lists that go all the way back to the 70s. Let's see here. So yeah, all the way back to the 70s. Every decade since, current season, you name it, pretty well got it. And we're going to be putting together a sci-fi watch list. So this last month was Isekai, which is, from one world to another. And that, the Isekai watch list turned up to be 244 different shows, OVAs, TV series, etc. And out of all of them, all of these that are on this top level, they're easily A tier and S tier. Especially Jobless Reincarnation, Uncle, My Little Black Cat Friend, reincarnated as a sword.
I was going to ask, since you're doing this, I was going to ask what 70s, because I know you talk quite a bit about newer stuff. What 70s anime have you seen? I'm curious about.
The Castle of Cagliostro.
Yes, that's a
I
good
have seen
one.
that.
That's 19. I believe that's 1979. That's Miyazaki before.
That's his
Studio Ghibli.
his first directorial debut. So these
Yeah.
are all the ones that I've got on the list, but I haven't seen any of these, with the exception of the Galaxy Express movie. But it's been so long that I'm not going to count it.
I've seen got the original 1972 Gatchaman. That's a great show. It's very long though.
Yep.
It's like watching Power Rangers, but imagine if Power Rangers had way more depth. Like think of Power Rangers like there's points where like the responsibility of the five heroes, especially the leader of the five heroes, Ken the Eagle. It gets to a point where he's like we can't. I don't think we can keep doing this. This is too much for us. Like that. Like it explores that type of situation.
Yep.
Where the heroes are tired. They're tired of taking all the responsibility because the bad guys, or in this case, the evil organization Galactor, keeps attacking various industries. And it gets to the point where it takes its toll on our heroes. And I thought that was brilliant because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And this is 1972. This predates Super Sentai by 3 years.
That it does.
So I mean, so this is definitely a series I recommend. I think it's. I was looking at the. I was looking at Right Stuff Anime, which is a Blu-ray distributor, and they're. Yeah, they carry all the Gundams. They carry all the Gundam stuff. Well, Gatchamon's going to be coming out on Blu-ray, and it's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be $100. But that's a series I definitely want to buy. I actually watched it, and it's great.
Oh yeah, most of the stuff in the 70s I haven't seen, but stuff that I would really want to see. Yeah, Lupin.
Part 1972 or 1973, I believe.
71.
This I've only seen the first few episodes of this so far, and these are excellent. Like there's a race car one, which is the first episode. Then there was an episode where they encounter a magician who has the ability to walk on the air. I won't tell you how he does it, but he does it, and he's terrifying. And no matter what they do, they can't seem to kill him. Like they come out, they bring out their flamethrowers, their rocket launchers, and nothing can get this guy. It's ridiculous, but it's awesome. And I love the characters in this. I mean, this is the basis for Cowboy Bebop right here. Lupin. I haven't seen Cutie Honey.
That one's Pop's. Pop Culture Mechanic, he loves Cutie Honey. But then again, he's also tackled a lot more of these. Hey, Retro Gaming Star, it's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, there's a lot of great series and a lot of foundational work done in the 70s. You know, Lupin, all the various Super Sentai-esque type team shows, the Manzigers, the Getter Robos, and of course Gundam, Battleship Yamato, Rose of Versailles, Harlock, Galaxy Express 39, Ultraman, and then if you can find it, Tiger Mask. This one is rougher than most of them. It's basically more like a motion manga or a motion comic by our standards, but this is a hell of a story. And Tiger Mask is one of those series that's been revived twice, and each one they're fantastic. So basically, Tiger Mask, whose real name was Naoto Date, was a feared heel wrestler in America who was extremely vicious in the ring. However, he became a face after returning to Japan when a young boy said that he wanted to be a villain like Tiger Mask when he grew up. The boy raised in an orphanage, the same one that Tiger Mask grew up in during his childhood. Feeling that he did not want the boy to idolize a villain, Tiger was inspired to be a heroic wrestler. The main antagonist in the manga and anime was Tiger's Cave, a mysterious organization that trained young people to be villainous heel wrestlers on the condition that they gave half of their earnings to the organization. Tiger Mask was once a member of Tiger Cave. And once you're in it, it's like the Yakuza. You never leave.
It's like a gang. It's like a gang.
It is
You're
basically
in
a gang.
for life.
And think of the level of professional wrestling that they do in this. Very real, very bloody, and very damaging to one's body.
Okay. One thing I have to give them credit. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen sports anime. I've Ashita Joe. No, I didn't watch the original Ashita Joe. I watched Ashita Joe #2. That was on I think that was on Crunchyroll or something. And that was excellent. Like, and maybe it's it like touched all of my it's basically Rocky. It's Rocky the anime basically.
Yeah, except Shinto no Joe started well before.
Yes. So, but it's basically, underdog is just, he's a guy from an orphanage, and this one boxing manager finds him and starts training him. Starts off as a boy, and then in the second series he's an adult. And let's just say this is it's a bittersweet show. I won't say why. It's a bittersweet show.
That it is, and this one actually has 2 movies, and of course the two series. The second series came out in the 80s, but you can see the 70s influence is still there with it. This one is one of those that if you can find a physical copy release, you're in pretty good company. So yeah, there's that. Attack number 1, if you like volleyball, one of the first volleyball ones.
Yeah.
Cyborg stuff. The original Devilman.
Yeah, I gotta see that. But yes, 2 series I definitely recommend. Space Battleship, the original Space Battleship Yamato. Excellent show. Show. It's basically Star Trek, but they have to go off into space to save Earth because these evil green, blue space Nazi aliens are trying to steal the planet, stealing Earth, and irradiate it so that they can live in it. And the thing is, once it's irradiated to a point, it becomes irreversible. So our heroes have to go all the way across the galaxy to the planet Iskandar to get this device that will unradiate the world. And the only problem is the space Nazi planet is the next door neighbor to the planet that they're supposed to go to. Hey, it's an excellent show. I don't know if I'm assuming they're never going to come out with it on Blu-ray, but I have the remake. I haven't watched it yet though. So I have Space Battleship 2199. Nice. So this is supposed to be like an updated version or something. But it looks good, and it seems like there's more female characters in this. So
it wouldn't surprise me.
So let's just say, So if this was not Japan, I would consider that a red flag right there.
Yeah, but it's Japan, and they don't typically screw that up. So
no, they don't. Thank God. So
yeah.
All right, if DJ Ronnie G says it's good, then
there you go.
I have not seen Gurren Lagann. I've seen the first episode of Gurren Lagann because I took Japanese in college. So I was in college. I took Japanese, and some people in the class started a club. And so the one time that I went to the club, we watched the first episode. And I've seen clips of the one character finding out what happened to his father, and it was heartbreaking. Yeah, and I didn't watch the show. This was something that a YouTube channel showed. So
I got it.
Simon, open the hatch!
Gurren Lagann.
See you grit those teeth!
Ow!
Grit those teeth.
Yeah, this was I believe this was Gynax. This was Gynax post Evangelion, post end of Evangelion. But before I don't know if I think Hideaki Anno was gone at that point because he started Studio Kara, and what did Studio Kara do for the last 20 years? Make rebuild of Evangelion. I still haven't watched it. I still have not watched the finale. It took them 9 fucking years in between movie 3 and the final movie. Because Hideaki Anno wanted to make Godzilla, Shin Godzilla, because he was too depressed to write or to make the final Evangelion. I don't know. But like I was watching it. There's this channel called The Vile Eye, and he talks about villains, and he did a very good video on Gendo Ikari. I never really thought of this, but Gendo is a villain. Have you seen Evangelion?
No.
Oh shit! All right, never mind. I'll
It's one of those. It's one of those shows that I should have watched back when it first came out, because I don't think I could appreciate it now. I don't think I could do it, but oh, here it is. I do like watching this one because I do like working off my $10 double dollars.
Yeah,
and the donuts.
Let's see.
I woke up the donuts and the $10 double dollars.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's yeah. Trigon, love it.
Yep.
Too bad they never released that. That's a series I'd buy I'd buy in the heartbeat.
See, that's a strange one that it hasn't ever received a Blu-ray, but since it's had since it has been put on or have the new series on Netflix, which is really good. It was actually really, really good. Or was it Crunchyroll? I think Crunchyroll and Netflix. We might actually finally get a Blu-ray release of it. I would hope.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of those ones that definitely deserve it, and it doesn't. The DVD, it looks okay. Don't get me wrong, but it deserves a Blu-ray. It really does deserve a Blu-ray release.
Yeah, you said you really liked you liked what was it called, Trigon?
Trigon Stampede.
Stampede, and you said that. So is it better than the original? How would you? I noticed that obviously the animation's totally different. Does it follow the same story? Does it take liberties?
Well, my understanding of everything is that they're each their own thing. The manga was never really wasn't completed at the time, and the story beats for it are different. The original TV series is its own thing. It started off way goofier and then got serious. Whereas with the current one, it follows closer to the manga beat, but it takes its own, it walks its own path. So they're each their own thing. But the first season of Stampede is the original. The second season that we're getting is Maximum. So I didn't think that I'd like Stampede as much as I did. I really liked it. It's really good.
Okay, I'll definitely have to. Is it on what platform is it on? Is it
Crunchyroll, but if you know where to look, you can find it. Let me do my standard disclaimer. Excuse me. Here at Anime Guy Entertainment, we do highly recommend that you get all of your anime through standard and legal means. But, in case you can't support a scumbag corporation like those who shall not be named, there are ways to get them. And if you know where to get them, please use protection, because you don't want your claptrap getting the clap.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the disclaimer.
Okay. Berserk 2016 Staple Ball. Oh, geez, don't even get me started on that. Yeah. I even have criticism of the Golden Age arc movies. Like,
they were bad, but the retooling that they did of them that they released, they're good. They're okay.
What retooling? They retooled them?
They did the Golden Age arc. Let me find it on my list here because I've got.
Because they cut out that awesome Machiavellian Griffith stuff where he like takes out the court. Like, I thought that was awesome. And they changed how Guts kills General Bascone in the Battle of Dildre. Like in the manga and in the original anime, you see Zod up on the cliff with his horse and the sword that he fought Guts with earlier. He throws the sword to Guts, and Guts takes the sword. And Guts takes the sword because his sword broke because he didn't, it was weak. It was weak from all the hitting and all that. So he took the sword and killed, cut the general and his horse in half. So I thought that was awesome. That was awesome.
That he did. Yeah, Berserk: The Golden Age Arc Memorial Edition. So it's a retooling of the 3 movies. So it's good.
Yeah, there's a channel I've seen that covers Berserk quite a bit. You ever hear of the Almighty Lolly?
No.
He covers the manga, like I think he covers the entire manga. He has like a 21-hour video on the entire manga, and he actually covered, like he said, that they brought in a scene from the manga in the retooled Golden Age arc. I think it's when they're like, talking and having sex or something, and he's about to attack. He's about to do something. He's about to attack her or something, and I forget exactly what it is, but it was pretty. It was pretty heavy, I'll say. So, but yeah, the staple to watch.
It's a very heavy series, and actually, I do have volume 1 of Berserk, so I do need to read it too. But yeah, I've also started reading Goblin Slayer Year Zero in preparation for season 2 of Goblin Slayer. I cannot wait for that.
So Goblin Slayer is it's a fantasy.
It's a dark fantasy. Let me pull it up here. I'll show you.
So it's a horror then.
Not really.
Because usually dark fantasy, like Berserk, is considered a dark fantasy. It's a fantasy with horror elements.
I would put it. Well, they have it here as action adventure fantasy, but I call it very bloody. So, Goblin Slayer. A young priestess has formed her first adventuring party, but almost immediately they find themselves in distress. It's the Goblin Slayer who comes to their rescue, a man who's dedicated his life to the extermination of all goblins by any means necessary. And when rumors of his feats begin to circulate, there's no telling who might come calling next. This is one of those shows that made all the blue-haired Landwell Brigade go really, really bad. So, if for no other reason than that, you should watch this.
All right.
And this is on Crunchyroll. And it's only 12 episodes long. There is a movie that came out, Goblin Crown. And then season 2 comes out this fall. Finally, after all this time. So, watch the series, watch the movie, and then be prepared for Goblin Slayer, which comes out mid-October. And then while you're at it, read Goblin Slayer and read Year Zero. So Year Zero is how he actually gets started in the whole thing. And there's
Is this an ongoing manga?
Yeah, it's a currently releasing manga, and actually, hold on a sec. There we go. I've got the first 5 volumes of Year Zero, so there's the first one. And number 2. Number 3. They're still in the shrink wrap. Number 4. And number 5, which isn't in its shrink wrap.
So there's a rape scene, episode 1.
The goblins, let's say, they're nasty, vile little creatures, little cretins, and the only way that they get to reproduce is by having some grape juice with the female humans. That's the only way.
I see.
But once they do, they start sprouting out all over the place, and then they eventually kill everybody.
Oh. Sounds like Gremlins, almost.
Yeah, they're nasty, vile little creatures, and the only good goblin is a dead goblin. I would show you some of the artwork from the first few pages, but this is not the right platform to do that, because it would instantly... You'd get nuked. If you thought pausing during Perfect Blue was perfect timing, yeah, this is worse. This is way worse.
All right. Well, I'll definitely keep that in mind. So, all right. But so been doing this about an hour and a half. I'm actually getting pretty tired. So, Brandon,
right.
do you have anything? Coming up that you want to
let's see.
Promote?
Well, this Saturday, we're gonna have Anime 101, and Dante of Dante's Rant Room is coming in, and we're gonna rant and rave about the gaming industry a little bit, and then rant and rave about the anime industry a little bit, and who knows what we're gonna what things we're gonna get recommended out of that. And there's definitely some massive hypocrisy coming out of gaming Euroanalysts with regard to opie bad, fan service and anime based games bad, but having sex with a bear from a Western studio perfectly fine.
I heard about that. What the hell is up with that? What was?
It's all that I'll say is it's modern. It's modern everything, and it's stupid. I don't know why they did it, but it sucks. So, Baldur's Gate 3, it looks like a really good game. The Baldur's Gate series is one of those that's very, if you really like D&D and advanced D&D, you're going to like it. But they have taken some modern liberties with it that I don't want to deal with. So, yeah. I won't be playing it.
Okay. Nice. All right. So that cool. I mean, Brandon, I really appreciate you doing this with me.
You bet.
I like doing these chill streams and everything, and and just for the different people, whatever they like, I like to talk about, get to know, and so in this case, you and I both like anime and definitely share our things. So right now I'm watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Nice.
I've been meaning to watch. I've owned the Gundam Blu-rays, but I haven't seen a lot of the Blu-rays I own right here. I have not let them watch. Like I've seen more, but I have so all the Gundam except for 0080, which somehow Ronin66 does not like. I don't know how he doesn't like this. This is not a boring show. This is anything but a boring show.
Pocket.
He doesn't like War in the Pocket. I mean, maybe it's because there's not enough. There's a lot of explosions. The dude gets shot in the fucking head. Like there's blood. There's blood. I mean, the other Gundam shows don't have that. I mean, this is OVA quality because this is an OVA. So,
very nice.
But like this is very sentimental. The music makes you feel sentimental, and every time I see the ending, I don't have a dry eye. And this is the only Gundam show. This is the only Gundam that actually has done that to me.
I need to get started with Gundam, but like One Piece, it's one of those that I gotta hit it right, and once I hit it right, I'll just get going with it. So,
there's like you said, there's a lot of it. There's there's the original Gundam series, then there's the 3 Gundam movies which are an alternate version with slightly different continuity, and I think it's that continuity that leads into Zeta Gundam, and then you have the Zeta films, which are not part of any continuity, so you can just skip those. And those came out years later. Those Zeta Gundam movies came out 2 decades later.
Yep.
And they are, in my opinion, inferior to the series.
And then you get Char's counterattack, and then you get into the.
You actually get Double Zeta first.
Double Zeta, then Char's counterattack,
then Char's counterattack.
The 90s, and you get
F91. F91 and Victory Gundam, and then they get out of the. Then they get out of the Universal Century, and then they start doing like their own thing. All the alternate timeline. So you have like the Wing timeline, you have the G Gundam timeline, the Gundam X timeline. Turn A Gundam attempted, so Tomino came back for Turn A Gundam, and he tried to bring them all together into the fold, into a single, Turn A basically means a set, into a single set. But then they kept making more and more alternate Gundam things, like Gundam Seed, and then Gundam 00, and then Tomino came back again for Gundam Reconquista and G and stuff. So he's and then now they're making Witch of Mercury or something, which is
that's not I don't like that one.
I still haven't seen Iron Blooded Orphans either, so but
that one I hear is really good, along with the 008 MS Teen. So
I heard it's pretty dark. I'll have to check it out. I've only seen the first 8 episodes of it, and I just kind of stopped. I think I was watching on Crunchyroll, and I just stopped one day. So I don't know.
All right. Yeah. It's been good to be here tonight. Thank you so very much for having me. And to all of you out there, definitely be sure to watch some anime and follow me on AnyList, follow me on Twitter, and of course follow me on my YouTube channel. And we'll talk some anime and just have some fun.
Yep. And yeah, same here. Same here. Check me out. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also on my Discord. My Discord link is up. If you're not in the Discord, definitely join it. Get some news. Start a conversation. There's a lot of people on it. And yeah, I mean, so the next video I'm working on is a real-time book review of The Eye of the World, the first book.
Nice.
So check that. So obviously check that out. And streaming, I don't know, streaming wise, next week I'm gonna do Chillporeal again, but this I'm gonna have my friend in real life on, my friend Marty, who was in my Ocarina of Time retrospective. So thousands of people have seen his face. So yeah, so it's just gonna be we're just gonna be. I mean, I just saw him last week, so we're just gonna be continuing the conversation that we had. So probably be talking about Ocarina of Time and video games. He's really enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom. I can't play any more Tears of the Kingdom because I just can't stand the game, and plus I haven't been interested in playing video games. I feel maybe I'm getting old, Brandon. I think I'm getting old, but I'm starting to feel playing video games is just a waste of time, and especially the type of games that come out now, which like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild take hundreds of hours to do. I don't have that time, and I don't want to waste that time when I could be doing other things.
I've got a mod pack for Skyrim that I'm doing, and I know it's going to take me forever to go through it, but it's gonna be worth it. It's my isekai life in Skyrim. So, but yeah, there's a lot of things about modern gaming that I'm not digging, and there's a lot of things that they're doing that are falling into a lot of the same traps that Hollyweird has done. So,
yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, it was definitely good to be here with you tonight. So,
all right. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks everybody for being here. Whoever's left, everybody kind of got up and left. So, so let's just
that boring? I guess so.
That's not you, it's me. So, other than everybody, take care. Have a good night.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you later.